Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to a random lifestyle vlog. If you're new here, my name is Paulina. This channel is all about beauty that includes skincare, fragrances and makeup. Today we're actually going to be talking about makeup, and I'm pretty sure you've seen this kind of viral Team Pink versus Team Peach challenge by Huda Beauty. And this is pretty much what we're going to be doing today. I mean, it's no secret that I'm definitely Team Peach. I have warm skin undertone, so that's pretty obvious. So obviously out of this whole core corrector range, I picked up the lightest peach shade, which is shade Peach. But then I actually saw Huda doing her makeup using a pink color corrector as a kind of like a brightening base. I decided to try it out and picked up the lightest from the pink range of color correctors, and this is Cherry Blossom. But that is not everything. I will also test out this new shade of Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and this one is in shade Peach Pie. So I'm going to do exactly what Huda did in her videos, and let's see how that works. Okay, so first of all, these are the color correctors. So this is the peach one and this is the cherry blossom one. And I'm just going to show you these up close so that you can see the shade properly. As you can see, the cherry blossom concealer is actually much lighter than the peach one. I'm going to show you some swatches. So there you go. This is your typical kind of like peachy color corrector. It's going to neutralize everything that's kind of like bluish or like greenish on your skin. So especially those kind of like dark circles under your eyes. This is going to help with that massively. And here we have the cherry blossom color corrector, and this one is definitely going to be pretty brightening, as you can see. And as for the peach pie powder, this is the shade. Just for reference, I'm going to show you the banana bread one. So there you go. The banana bread is typical kind of yellow tone, very warm setting powder. The peach pie is definitely much more neutral. I mean, still on the warmer side, but not as much as the banana bread. Okay, let's test everything out. Okay, so let's test these out. I'm going to start with the peach concealer on this side of my face, and I'm going to use the cherry blossom one on this side. Okay, so I'm going to apply this peach color corrector the way you usually apply a product like that. So topically to those places that need to be corrected. So a little bit here, a little bit here in the corner, and just a tiny little bit here. And I'm just going to blend it in. I'm not blending it out. I kind of want to keep this color corrector only in those places that kind of need color correcting. Definitely feel like I applied a little bit too much. So next time I will be using brush to apply the product on my skin instead of the applicator. Alright, so everything is quite nicely corrected. I'm just going to blend the product in a bit more now. So I'm kind of like pressing the product in. I'm not really trying to drag it like all over my face. And there you go, this is what it looks like. I think this is a really good match for my skin tone. I think it does correct all the kind of like blue darker shades pretty nicely. Okay, so the first step is done. I'm going to apply this cherry blossom color corrector on this side of my face now. So since this is supposed to be a brightening color corrector, I'm not really going to be focusing on placing the product in like only those places that need color correcting, because we'll be kind of like brightening this whole area. So I'm just going to blend it out. So this time we are blending this like in this kind of triangle shape, the way I would normally apply my concealer. And a little bit in this direction as well, to kind of lift the whole face. Okay, that looks pretty interesting. I'm just going to blend it in a little bit, to kind of like make it sink in my skin. Okay, that is actually quite interesting. You definitely see some brightening, and you can definitely see this kind of like cool tone added to the side of my face. Okay, so we have the color correcting done, like color correcting on this side, or like more brightening on this side. Now I'm going to use my concealer. This is actually a Huda Beauty concealer in shade Sugar Biscuit. The shade of this concealer is pretty close to my skin tone. It's just a tad lighter, so I'm curious how much of this lightening effect will actually stay. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's start with this left side of my face. And the right side as well. Okay, so let's blend this out. And same thing here. I'm blending it in. Okay, so what do we think so far? I mean, the color correcting is definitely done pretty well, although I've tried this concealer before, and to be honest, it is it has pretty good coverage. So I think unless you have like really kind of dark circles, for example, or something that kind of like needs to be properly color corrected, I think the concealer will probably do the job in most cases. But nevertheless, everything is corrected really nicely. I used just a little bit of this concealer, so it does the job. The right side of my face is definitely a little bit brighter, so I guess this whole brightening effect is definitely there too. So yeah, so far so good. I think both sides of my face actually look alright. There is definitely a difference between them. This side of my face looks definitely much more natural, and this side of my face is definitely more brightened. Okay, let's move on to our final step, which is the peach pie powder. And let's just set the concealer. Same thing here. And what do we think now? So definitely everything that needs to be covered is covered. The left side of my face with this peach color corrector is definitely much more natural. That's probably the look I would go for like 90% of times. This side of my face is definitely like more brightened. It doesn't look as natural, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It can actually go really well with certain makeup looks. Okay, so I'm back again with my full makeup on, and you can see how everything looks. So you can still see that this side of my face looks definitely more natural. I mean, I do have a warm skin undertone, so obviously that's going to look more natural. And here we have more brightening, and like it kind of neutralized the skin tone on this side of my face. So you can see I have like warmer skin on my forehead, but the cheek area is a little bit cooler, and this is why it doesn't really look as natural. Okay, let me just move a little bit closer so that you can see how it looks up close. And I think like both sides look pretty good. I mean, the color correctors did what they were supposed to do, but I think as far as color correcting goes, the peachy shade works better. I mean, peach is actually the type of shade that should neutralize all the blue kind of shades on your face. So obviously it does a little bit better job in that. Here on this side, I mean, everything looks pretty good, but I'm just thinking like if you have really dark circles under your eyes, I'm not sure how the Cherry Blossom Concealer would deal with that. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but I actually could spot that in the mirror. This side of my face, this kind of like blue shade under my eyes, it's pretty much neutralized, like 100%. And here I have a little bit of a shade that's like still there. I mean, nothing too noticeable. It's just like a little bit of a shade that's still visible. And maybe I'm like splitting hairs here, but I'm trying to give you like the most honest review of these products. So what are my final thoughts about these three products? I'm going to start with this peach color corrector, and I think this one is brilliant. This is a really good color corrector. The shade is really nice. It matches my skin. I mean, I love the fact that there are quite a few shades to choose from, so you know, no matter what skin shade you have, you should be able to find something. I mean, I also fact that we have both like cool toned and like warm tone concealers, so that is great. Although those peachy orangey kind of shades are the ones to neutralize dark circles under your eyes. So no matter if you have warm or cool skin undertone, it's always going to be the kind of like orange peachy shade that's going to neutralize the blue shade. That's just a basic color theory. So with that being said, this Cherry Blossom color corrector, it's definitely only for brightening. I mean, it is going to kind of like cover the dark circles under my eyes, but it's not going to neutralize them. It is a nice shade. It's definitely very brightening, but it kind of makes me think, wouldn't I get a similar result by using a concealer that's like a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone? That's what I usually do when I want to have this kind of like brightening, lifting effect, and I don't really have to use that many products, because obviously this is a color corrector, so you have to put a concealer on top of that, and then you have to just set it with a powder, so that's this like one extra layer. Is it needed? I'm not sure. I personally think I will be fine with using a lighter concealer. That would be my choice. Although I'm actually quite happy to have this product in my collection now, I'm definitely going to use it up. It definitely does what it's supposed to do. The question for me is whether this is something I really need. And then finally, the Peach Pie Powder. I really like this shade. It is very pretty, and I definitely think this is going to be much more useful for me than the Banana Bread. I mean, I'm definitely going to use up both of these, but This one is my favorite so far. Okay guys, so this is everything from me today. Have you tried these new color correctors by Huda Beauty? If so, let me know what you think about them. Let me know whether you are team pink or team peach. And if you are team peach, have you tried this kind of like pink concealer for brightening? Thank you very much for watching. For more makeup related videos, check these ones over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.